All right, we're recording. So, welcome to the training webinar for the Pro 4s, 5s, and 6s. As you guys know from last week, I have decided that I'm going to put a much larger amount of energy behind the Pro 4s, 5s, and 6s. And maybe at another time I'll explain the philosophy behind that, other than the fact that I know that the existing leadership has put this company where they are, and we need to be thankful for that. Created a very stable, financially strong network marketing opportunity that is not going anywhere. One of my biggest fears at the beginning is that it was going to disappear. You guys have watched other network marketing companies disappear that had good people that went. See, that's the tricky thing. People think, oh, you know, if it's a great product and good people are there, it's going to work. No, not necessarily. There's so much involved in getting the network marketing company to survive that first year or two. We're well beyond that. And I know that it's this group, as well as other leaders around our company, that are going to push us to 400 million, 500, 600 million. So my purpose is that I just feed you. I feed you the basics, not the fundamentals, the basics. Because I feel like for us to get to 4 or 5 or 600 million, you guys are going to have to figure out the basics. Because the basics, the little techniques are going to continue to change as time goes on. You know, what videos we use, just all the little things are going to change. Okay. And so I'm going to give you the basics and allow you to run with the basics. And I'm not saying 15 present. That's not what I'm saying. It's going to be on a higher level than that. But then I'm also opening up through the formats I've already spoke about: Facebook, WhatsApp, some intimate conversation with you guys. So I do want to keep this in our team as much as possible. Not that I'm trying to be elusive at all. It's that I'm trying to be respectful of the other organizations, because when you do things, whatever you do, it has a ripple effect. It duplicates, good or bad. And so there's going to be some things said here that maybe other leaders wouldn't agree with. And so if you're not on my team, even if you are on my team, always consult with your upline. Consult with your Pro 7s, your 8s, your 9s, your 10s in your organization. But I can tell you this: what I'm giving you is what I am doing right now with my new personals. I've enrolled more people this year than any previous year. Okay. And I'm going to continue to do that. And to tell you how much I respect you guys, I thought about putting my personal enrollments on here. I mean, my time, right? I'm going to be training you guys for the next 30, 40 minutes, an hour. And I would like to put my new personals on here live, and they're not Pro 4s yet. So until they get there, they got to earn it, right? So maybe they get the recorded version of this or something. But nonetheless, if you are on our team, you know, obviously you can share this with your teams as much as you want. But I'm very respectful of the Pro 7s, 8s, and 9s that are in your organization. You know who they are. But let's get into this, guys. I gave all of you through email and through our Facebook and WhatsApp pages the new scripts. And so let's talk about these things for a little bit, because I want to be clear at the very beginning of this that these scripts are not meant to make you guys robots. These scripts are designed, and let me preface, I never used a script ever. And maybe you never used a script. But why don't you do this? Why don't you look at the income earning statement and look at the percentage of people that get to Pro 4, 5, 6, and above? I know for sure at Pro 5, it's 1% or less, I think, okay? And so if you're a Pro 4, 5, or 6, let's just say you're in the top 10% of the company. It's a safe bet. That means there's 90% of people that are either not able or not willing to do what you've done. Okay, there's skills that you have and a work ethic that you have that's allowed you to do things that 90% of every distributor that enrolls just can't do. So that means you may not have needed scripts, but 90% of your organization might. I never used a script. I just didn't. But I can't lead a global organization based on what I was able to do. Okay. I was 37. There are a lot of people that join my group that are 18 and 20. It's a big difference. I'm not a female. Okay. Males talk different than females. Economically, I had my own scenarios. And so I have to be able to teach in a way that we can move a massive organization from all walks of life and grow together. So these scripts are designed simply to give someone that is struggling with what to say some options. Okay. Now, the steps that are there are tried and true steps, right? So if you have your scripts with you, why don't you go ahead and turn to the scripts? That's why I gave them to you earlier. I'm going to share my screen with you guys tonight. And we're going to get into these scripts. All right. So this PDF should roll up. Let's see if it'll roll up like this. Yeah, it will. A lot of work went into these things. Hours and hours and hours went into these things. They're not perfect. They're going to continue to, there's probably spelling errors and grammar errors for all my English majors out there. You guys can have a good laugh at the way I maybe spell or write. Nonetheless, it's there. So let's talk about these steps. There are 8 steps, right? Being in a hurry. You guys have heard that before, but here's what's funny sometimes. Here's what I get a lot. I know, Brandon, you say this, but I know, Brandon, you told me not to do this, but I know, Brandon, I'm supposed to do this, but guys, there's no but in this. Like, yeah, you can miss some of these steps. It's not the end of the world. But if you become a professional, you're going to be really close to hitting all 8 of these steps. And so if you're not getting enough people on your calls and to your meetings, it's probably because you're missing some of these steps. And it's most likely because you're talking too much, okay? Which is why we want to be in a hurry. So I'm not going to go through this verbatim. I'm not going through this whole thing because it's in front of you. You can read, right? But I am going to highlight a couple things, okay? You'll see that in some of these sections, we have warm market and cold market, which I think is important. For a Pro 4, 5, 6, you guys need to be enrolling like crazy. I'm enrolling. And your warm market may be pretty beat up, right? So these are some cold market examples of how you can approach some people, right? Super important that you're busy. It just sets a psychological tone for the conversation, okay? As I highlighted here, get the message, set the tone with some urgency. Call people when you really are busy, not lying or faking. Like when you're cooking. Lynette, I used to see Lynette with a cell phone, in her ear trying to chop things up, okay? She was busy. When you're changing the baby, tell them, hey, I'm changing a baby. Oh my goodness, I almost dropped the phone and you know what? But you better be changing the baby, okay? Working somewhere, walking, taking care of the dog. Just call people when you're busy, all right? Try it. Step 2 is the compliment. I think you guys are pretty good at this, but there's again a warm and cold market approach to this, okay? That is very, very, very effective. Then the invite is where you have so much information. I tried to give you guys a ton of different things here, but I just wanted you to see a few things. Again, highlighted here, it says, basically, if these invites don't work for you, create some invites that work, okay? And remember that one day you hope to have a large organization and not everyone thinks like you. One size does not fit all. Here's what's interesting. As people rank advance and as they are been in the company longer, their thinking changes. It's good. It means they're maturing as a network marketer. But all of a sudden, what they were doing before was wrong. And that's wrong. What you were doing in the beginning is exactly probably what you should be doing in the beginning because it's where your passion and your mind and your energy was at, okay, which is normally the product. I know so many, I know people that run around with NRF2 on their license plates, and they'll say now it's not about the product. Don't lead with the product. But 3-4 years ago, they would argue with me. It's all about the product, okay? And it's just, you can debate that till the cows come home, because at the end of the day, if you don't have a great product, you got no company, okay? But also, if you're only talking about the product, you're probably only going to collect preferred customers, and you need distributors, right? The point is, one day you're going to have a big organization, and you need scripts that work for everybody, not just where you're at right now when you're writing the scripts out, okay? Warm market, cold market, you can read through these. I hope you guys can find 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 that you really, really like, or variations of. Don't be afraid to change these up a little bit, okay? Just don't change them a lot, because some of the stuff we've removed. Also, we put some cold market stuff in there, right? One of the ones that I love, guys, that we put in here is that third one, right? Be in a hurry, compliment them, and then say, hey, does working from home interest you? I mean, that's a pretty solid question if you ask me, right? I don't know too many people go, oh, no. I love sitting in traffic for hours. That's fantastic. Cold market, right, is there for you. Then we also put in some stuff there for really negative or cynical people, like, hey, I've started a business, and I really need someone to poke some holes in it. You know who those people are, the people that know everything. They're walking encyclopedias, right? You don't go to that person and try and pull the wool over their eyes. You just be up front and say, hey, poke holes in this, right? Nothing gets past you. Or even the super indirect scripts, right? It's just like, hey, do you know a doctor, or do you know someone? And all of a sudden they're like, whoa, psychologically they're thinking, well, what about me, right? Read through that stuff. So we've given you ways that you can really address everybody that you know. Even to some invites for customers, okay? And I gave you guys 8 to 10 in here, right? I know you could be in a hurry, compliment them, and then, hey, I know you're all about your health, right? You're going to see where this goes in a second if you haven't already looked at this. Step 4 is if I would you, right? So if it's all about your health, right, you could say, hey, I know you're all about your health. If I give you a sample to try, would you use it and check out the product video, right? And as I'm reading that, there may be some other, those two don't mesh together perfectly. You'll see how this plays out in a second with the worksheet. I'm just reading through this so I don't miss anything for you guys. Get the time commitment. That's huge, right? And then what I really want to move to is this worksheet. What I want you guys to consider doing, I'm not going to say you have to do it, and I don't want to overwhelm anyone with this, but when you're sitting down with your newest distributors, one of the things that's not happening is people are still not doing calls with their brand new people to help them break the ice. The launch calls are designed to help people do that, and they've been very effective in getting people to do something that would never do anything. But we've said all along that a 3-way call is more effective than a launch call, and a lunch meeting or a face-to-face meeting is more effective than a 3-way call. Now, a face-to-face wasn't possible for me with my enroller. She lives over 1,000 miles away, so that was a 3-way call. Okay. But we had a close enough relationship that she could reach out to me, and she after following up, got me on a call. So my point is this. If you have someone that's struggling with, they say, well, how do I do this? Or what do I say? Pull this sheet out, pull these scripts out, and say, hey, I've got a PDF that we can go through, and let's just give you some ideas. It's almost, we have a memory jogger for names. This is like a memory jogger for how to invite. It's not the perfect sauce. It's not the secret sauce, but it certainly is enough suggestions that you can find something that works within your realm of thinking, and then script it out. The script is like a recipe. If you follow the recipe, you're probably going to get something that tastes pretty good. If you don't follow the recipe, you may not like the results. The script, once you do this 5 times, 10 times, 15 times, you won't need the worksheet and you won't need the scripts. It's here, just like a recipe. Some of you have been cooking certain recipes. You don't need the recipe anymore. It's here. But when you first started, you had to read every line 3 or 4 times, right? That's why the recipes are there. That's why these scripts have been provided. What was the birth of these? My personal enrollments. Me enrolling people, and they're going, Brandon, I'm not you. I don't know what to say. And remember, if you're listening to my voice right now, live, you're a Pro 4, 5, or 6. And you're in the top 10 or 5% of every distributor that's ever enrolled in LifeVantage. Not many people can be you. But that doesn't mean you can't make millions of dollars in network marketing. That's the beauty of network marketing, is that it's about a lot of people doing a little. And that's what this is a tool for. This is to help people gain some confidence, do a little, and maybe if we do this right, we help them, we hold their hand, they'll gain some confidence through some results, because results, getting new customers and new distributors, all of a sudden 50 more names pop into their mind, okay? So that's why this was created. So let me come off of the share and let me go to a Q&A. So I see one person's hands up. Let's see who this is. Jessica Perez, I'm going to promote to panelists so you can come on board now. Oh, hands down. So let's see. Any questions out there for the people that are on? There she is.
Hey, Brandon, can you hear me?
Gotcha.
Awesome. So I had a question in regards to, first of all, thank you, because this is like, I've been like dying for this. This is really good stuff. My question's on the time commitment sheet, that section. I usually try to get or offer options, and I noticed that that wasn't kind of in your scheme. I usually would say, what's your best time that you'd like me to get you back, tomorrow or Friday? And I try to kind of plug them into mornings or afternoons, and I would get that kind of a dialogue back. That's where I'm at today, but I'm just trying to figure out and what the thought process is where you're at. And with a new person, maybe this is probably a little bit easier. I don't know. Just a question.
Yeah, and the blueprints today or tomorrow. That's how I learned. What are we doing? What are you doing today or tomorrow? I got something I'm excited about. I want to share with you.
Right.
What are you doing today or tomorrow? It's always urgency that way, but we've created a different urgency by the onset, by being in a hurry. Okay. And it's okay to continue that if that's working for you.
Okay.
But what we do know is that we have to take a knee to, that's funny that I said that with everything that's going on.
I know. It's okay.
Yeah, back that up, pull that back.
Oops.
We have got to submit to their timelines. So, if like right now, like it's a little early right now, but pretty soon people are going to start saying, I'll get back with you at the first of the year. Okay, like I got some people right now tracking me down for investments, and I really don't care to talk to them to after the first of the year because it's not important right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so if someone says, well, Wednesday, or I had a guy recently that said after Labor Day, and that was like 10 days out. So I was like, all right, cool. So Labor Day's on a Monday. So that Tuesday, if I call you on that Tuesday, you will have watched the video and we can talk about this. Yeah, absolutely.
Gotcha.
Okay. So you may want to try that because if you're not getting people to respond to your 3-way calls, like when you call them back on a date you suggested and they don't answer the phone, or you're seeing that pattern, it may be because we need to use their timeline.
Okay. No, I appreciate that. And that's something that that I was struggling with. I've got a couple new people that are just come on. And so I want to be sure that we're starting. I just finished mine. Good job. I wanted to be sure that I'm kind of starting them off on the right foot. Having some new folks in a group. That's in my next question. When you have folks in a group, trying to train them together and collectively, moving them forward, wanting to utilize this script as soon as I can to get them moving. I mean, I've got somebody that just signed up October 1st. So I want this in our hands like yesterday, if possible. So what your time frame is for that too.
Okay, well, good question. So everybody's hearing this right now at teamtrueblue.org. It's live on the website. So
Perfect.
check
Thank you.
this out. I'm going to share screen again. Let's pull down here. Let me close this script out. Let me pull up my browser. This is going to be difficult with all these blocks here, but let me see if I can go here. Can I move this thing? Let's see if I can move. Yeah, I can move that. Okay, here we go. You guys are like, move what? These blocks of stuff is in my way. So here we go. So you guys should be able to see this. You'll notice right away that new video of Darren is up. Okay.
Awesome.
That I've been dying to get. But if you come over here on tools, can you see that, Jessica? Because
yes, I can. Yep.
And you just go right here to this first one. It says recruiting scripts. And click on it. There you'll scroll down, and then there's the PDF. If you hit that PDF, click on it. There they are.
Perfect. This is where I need to send my new people right away.
Yeah, you can print.
That website, for sure.
Yep, teamtrueblue.org. I've got a person helping me with that now, that website. And we're going to do the very best at making sure it's up to date and relevant on a regular basis. So,
thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Let's see. Let's go now to anybody else. Back to attendee. Anybody else have any questions right now? Let's see. Yeah, we do have a couple more questions. So let's go to Terry Brown. Hey, Terry. It's going to promote you to panelist so you can turn your, there she is.
Thank you so much, Brandon. This is great. The WhatsApp, has stuff started going out on that? Because I signed up and got on that. I had been on it before, but there was way too much stuff coming through and I didn't want to have to deal with other people. But I have yours. I thought I got on. Did you need something more from me?
No, let me, I'll make a note and make sure that you get on.
Okay.
Because all I needed was your cell phone, but I know I got that. So
okay. All right. Thank you.
I'll make that note right now. Get you on there.
All righty.
That's it.
Thank
and
you.
Yeah, you're welcome. While we're talking about WhatsApp, guys, do the best that you can to not make WhatsApp that I Am Elite page, a page where we're putting a bunch of comments on. I want that to be a one-way channel to you guys because of something Terry just said. If it's constantly getting hit, like if I've got over 500 Pro 4s and I think 300 Pro 5s, over 170 or 200 Pro 6s. And so not all of them are active, and I haven't got the information to all of them, honestly. I can't have hundreds of people communicating on that thread. It would just be, I'd have to end it. It would be terrible. So let it be one-way communication to you guys. And if you want to communicate back with me, do the best that you can to private, on WhatsApp. Hit me back on a private message or however else. So, okay, we'll see. Nellie's, let's see. There you go, Nellie. I bet I know what Nellie's going to ask for.
Already know?
I know you're going to want it in Spanish.
No.
No? All right, I missed. I missed.
It will be really good, though. It will be really good for our team. I actually was thinking about how can I translate it, because as you know, we have a lot of Hispanic speaking in our team, and I know one of the Pro 4s already asked for the last video, and I'm like, kind of impossible. Darren doesn't speak Spanish, right? But I think these little things we can do that, and I would probably, if you have it, let us know. But if not, I will do my best to translate it.
I don't have it yet. I've been jamming on so many projects right now, this being one of them, that I don't have it translated in Spanish. It's one of those things, right, where this is not a corporate endeavor. This is our deal. And so I think I've got close to 20 hours in this PDF. And so unfortunately, either you or you and a couple of the Spanish leaders are going to have to put some hours in translating it yourself if you want the tool in Spanish.
No, definitely. I think it will be really worth it. So I want to start working on it. There is so many things going on right now. They're kind of busy, but I will do it. I just want to say thank you. I read through it. It's really good. And what we are doing right now in our team is putting everybody who understands English into the LB Pro training for distributors. And a lot of people didn't want it at the beginning, but now we have it. And with these scripts, I think it goes along perfect. It's just taking the training and printing the PDFs, doing the exercises, plus having the scripts that they're going to use, I think is incredible. Right now, I think I have like 20 people on the training, and everyone is saying that it's excellent. So I think we need to keep telling people the importance of getting the training, whether they do it on the LB Pro in English or getting the training in Spanish on the back office. So
I agree.
Thank you, Brandon. I think it's really nice. I love it.
Awesome. And just remember, let's make sure we don't overwhelm. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to everybody right now. Make sure we don't overwhelm those new distributors where they think it's like a job. This is just like, if you sense that they're like, I don't know what to say, or I'm nervous, that's when you pull this out and you say, listen, I've got some scripts. This may help you. Let's go through these and see. And then they'll be like, yes. Or if you just give it to them and say, memorize this, they'll be like, oh my God. It'll be like blow their mind, right? So let's use the scripts to help, not slow their business down.
Yeah, I totally understand and I get it. I'm the kind of person that I don't pressure people. We just thought, we have this, let me know if you are interested. And that's the only way, because if you just throw everything to them, it's going to be
too much. Yeah, the number one thing we want to accomplish, guys, is when we first sign them up, we want to make those phone calls. We don't want to give them 5 hours of homework. We want to make 5 phone calls that first day. That's the best way. So Awesome.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, I don't see any more hands up, so I want to go to the next thing that I am absolutely so excited about. So you guys, I haven't said anything about this yet. So I'm going to go back to the share screen. And not only am I going to give you scripts, but I'm going to give you a Porsche panorama. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I've been working on new slides, and here they come when they load up here, right? I'm going to walk you guys through some new presentation slides that I'm stoked about. Super, super excited about this. It's based on nutrigenomics, and I'm not saying this is a finished product. I'm not saying that it won't change here and there a little bit, but what I am saying is we are moving in the right direction, and all of you, I'm going to have this link up really soon, and I've got your emails. If I don't have your email, give it to me, and I will email all of you this PowerPoint by tomorrow night, okay? So check this out. So what's your story, right? I'm going to kind of walk you through the philosophy of this tonight, not doing a presentation, but walking you through the psychology of what we did. You know, here's where I open the meeting. And I would say, listen, guys, we all have a story, right? I don't know why you're here tonight. I don't know if you're here to hear about products. I don't know if you're here about an opportunity, but I don't want to be a stranger to you anymore tonight. This is why I'm in front of the room. Tell your story, okay? Then you guys have seen me talking about this deal with Google. Where were you on September 4th, 1998? No one remembers. No one remembers that date, but we do know who Google is now. We just weren't paying attention. And now 20 years later, Apple says they're Fortune magazine says they're bigger than Apple, $110 billion company. And the question is, how much of that did you get? We probably didn't get any or very little of it financially because we didn't pay attention early enough. A search engine, what's that? Like an engine's in a car. No, now we know what a search engine is. Google's done away with encyclopedias and phone books, and it's crazy, right? Just Google it. Like Google is the spell checker now, right? So it's meant to get people thinking, right? So then we go to biohacking. And I would say something like biohacking, that's almost like a search engine or a crazy name like Google. What's a Google? Like, you know, so I joke a little bit, right? But guys, biohacking is simple. People have been biohacking for decades, right? When you go on a new diet, that's biohacking. Biohacking really is done in your home. Biohacking, when you put a spoonful of coconut oil in your mouth and you hold it there to make your teeth white, that's biohacking. When you put lemons in your water, many people are doing that to detox their body. That's biohacking. They're drinking coffee and fasting. Now there's like, what do they call it? Intermittent fasting, right? People are taking ice cold showers. You know, they're doing all these different things to improve their health. And that is biohacking. It's the science of optimizing your body, your mind, and performance through systems thinking, biology, and technology. Okay? That's biohacking. And it can be difficult, but we have a simple solution, a real simple solution. Because I tried that coconut stuff and I quit. It's too hard for me. Not too hard, I quit. But I've been taking this little pill for 8 years. It's easy, really easy, right? Then here are the three major symptoms, right? You're feeling inflammation, low energy, bloating, right? It's time to put nutrigenomics to work, right? So start hacking your health, right? We'll tell the oxidative stress story. And then now we have a video that a lot of you guys have not seen. It's short. Watch this.
So what exactly is oxidation? Well, you see this apple? All looks good on the outside, but what happens when you take a bite out of the apple? Well, over time, the cells of the apple react with the oxygen in the air, which results in the browning that you see. Over an extended period of time, things just get ugly. You might say, rotten. This is a metaphor of the impact of oxidative stress on your cells. Protandim, the Nrf2 synergizer, is formulated to activate the Nrf2 pathway. And that...
Oh, sorry. Let me see if I can go back for you guys. I was looking in the chat and I messed up the video. What are we doing here? Now it's going... Oh, well, you'll see it. It's a cool video, right? Then it says, don't be a rotten apple.
So what exactly
there it goes again. And then here is our solution, right, to oxidative stress and optimizing the body through our biohacking system. These three activated essentials. You can tell the stories if you like. Insert your personal stories. Here's our PubMed, our science. You can say, hey, testimonies are fantastic. We've got science, so unique. We've got real science with patents, guys. Here is a beautiful slide of our products broken down, right? As well as some new additions, Pet Tandem and our new hand cream. Fantastic stuff, right? Then we go to pictures. I would say something like, I can talk all day on the science, but pictures are worth 1,000 words. Here's a baby with skin issues. That's nutrigenomics working on a baby. That's nutrigenomics working on an adult. That's nutrigenomics working on a young adult, right? Here's biohacking the skin, right? Nutrigenomics. Here's biohacking our weight. Check that out before and after. Some more biohacking and nutrigenomics working there on weight management. And I added this one. This one I'm really proud of. You guys have seen this slide before, but this is the real story, right? It says I'm 9 years old. I struggled for years with mental focus and anxiety. This is my results in the first week of taking Protandim and Axio. That is the story, short of the young boy's picture. That is the exact story, okay? It was a spelling test, actually, from 1 week to the next, right? Can you imagine right? If that's your child, right? ADHD, attention problems, what that means. So again, you're probably thinking about some people that need these products, and that's good. That's the way we thought as well, and that's why we thought you might want to know about the company behind these products. Here are the trends. We've got health trends and economic trends. Here is the company that makes it available. NASDAQ, you know, all the points right behind the company. Here's our packs that you would use to get started with us. The compensation plan, a beautiful slide of Warren Buffett talking about, finding a way to make money while we sleep. This is my example of using our network. Delta wants our network. Chase Bank wants our network, but they're only going to give us Sky Miles and $50. We are going to give you 5% of your entire organization's purchases month over month. What's that mean? This is what it means. This is what it looks like when you start building a network. Delta knows what it means. Chase Bank knows what it means. Warren Buffett knows what it means. And now it's our turn, right? What you probably didn't know, concluding these slides, is that Google, that company that is now the biggest company in the world, they're trying to solve death, guys. They started a company called Calico. These are news clippings, right? Google's projected to cure death. Calico announces $1.5 billion research center, right? Hundreds of millions invested in life extension. This is Google. Pay attention. We didn't get them the first time, but pay attention. Google's got a lot of cash, and they're putting it into genomics. Check this out. This company that we've been talking about, Protandim, here's our NERF2 study, our NIA study that already shows we're extending life. We already have something that Google's heading towards, right? Powerful stuff. You guys have seen this. There's a wave being created. You can either ride the wave with us because the wave's coming and some people are already kind of riding the wave. Definitely don't be this guy on the rock, right? And watch this thing go by, right? That may have happened with Google. Let's not do it with this. We're having fun, yada, yada, yada. And that concludes the slides, right? I am super, super, super pumped about what we have right there in front of you guys. I'm going to make all of that available to you. So any questions, raise your hand and I will come to you guys with any questions on those slides. No? Okay. All right, good. Now, again, these are just suggestions. This is how I'm presenting right now. I'm working on a paper flip chart, a PDF flip chart of those slides so that people can sit down at a coffee table and just go through paper, right? And do that same presentation on paper. I don't know when that's going to be done, but we are working on a paper version, a flip chart version of this for all of you that don't want to use a PowerPoint. Now, while we're talking about PowerPoints, I would not use a PowerPoint at a house meeting unless there were a lot of people at the house meeting, okay? I'm only using PowerPoints in very large meetings, and I'm only using PowerPoints on like web-based presentations where whiteboards and all that's really just not feasible to be effective in the presentation. So best case scenario, when I'm, my home meetings, I love when there's 4 or 5 guests there and we're at a table, kitchen table. What I've been doing in bigger group sessions is more of a social type event where we have a meet and greet for 30 or 45 minutes. Then we have a 30-minute opportunity presentation as LifeVantage building business builders and kind of a theme of locking arms with us. To go and attack this industry of nutrigenomics and biohacking our health. But when it comes to a lot of meetings, we're going to be doing this without PowerPoint. So I see a hand is up. Let me promote Tanea to panelist. There you go. Hey, Tanea.
Hey, Brandon. So yeah, you almost answered my question because my question is for like those meetings that they're not too big, maybe about 5 to 10 people. what I have been doing in the past is doing like a formal, well, not an informal meet and greet at the beginning where everyone's just mingling. And then once we start the presentation and I get edified, I usually share like a little bit of my story, but I jump right into the ABC primetime, and then I go straight to the product overview video, and then I break, tell a little bit about my story, and then the 6 key components, and then I close it out with the nutrigenomics video. So that's totally different. So I'm trying to figure out, what do you recommend for a group that size, like 5 to 10 people? That's it. Maybe like in a public, like in a restaurant or a gym.
Yeah. Sounds like you're using 3 videos. That seems like a lot. If it's working for you, that's great. But I think 3 videos is a lot. I would use only 1 or 2 videos tops. At this point, the video that you just saw is the video I'm going to use, because here's what I'm thinking. In order to get them to that home meeting, they've probably already seen 1 or 2 videos. And there may be not a need to show them the same video again, right? And so in a best case scenario, maybe we're showing them some of those videos you talked about to pique their interest, to get them on the 3-way call, or to get them to a home meeting. And then once they get to the home meeting, what I really want out of this group is I want this group to be as united as we can possibly be, but without sacrificing stopping. What I don't want is, I don't want you to stop presenting to figure out a new way to present. Don't do that. Okay. This presentation is really stripped down and simplified so that it's basically 3 elements, right? It's still your story, the company story, your story, the product story, and the business. That's basically the 3 elements of this thing still. It's just that now, when we were killing it as LifeVantage distributors, I'm talking 2009, 2010, and 2011, there were basically 1 product. It was Protandim and 1 bottle of True Science anti-aging cream. There were nothing else. Then we launched the skincare system, and it kind of confused some people a little bit. They started presenting Protandim and skincare. Then we launched Axio, and at the presentations, they were like, what do we do now? They would talk about all 3 products. Then a couple years ago, we launched weight management, physique. What do we do now? They talk about all the products. It's confusing to people. That's why I love the direction Darren's going with these activated essentials as a system. Biohacking, if you remember, biohacking is a system. It's a systems-based approach to improving your health. And that's what we're creating with those activated essentials. Now, I don't want you guys to be so hard-nosed that if someone doesn't have $120, or if that's too steep, that they still don't get Protandim, right? You need to message that this is the best way right now to improve your health. The easiest, quickest, most simple way to biohack your health is these 3 products. And I think we're getting a 4th product in November. Okay. But just know, and I would say, hey, just know though, you can take any one of these products individually and improve your health. It's just that all 3 of these together is the best that we have right now. That's the message, right? And so we want to make sure that our message with this group is clean. What I don't want, here's what I don't want. I don't want people going, well, what products are you talking about? Well, what video are you showing? That's what I don't want happening. Okay. So I'm never going to tell anybody what to do. I'm only going to tell you guys what I am doing, and what you just saw is what I'm doing.
Okay. Thanks.
Yep. All right. Let's see if there's any other hands up. Look at my phone real quick. So that's really what I wanted to share with you guys tonight. Those 2 tools. I will get you, we will have that link up for that presentation soon. I will email you guys by tomorrow night those slides in PowerPoint. I hope the formatting stays good because the formatting was done in Keynote. Tanea, that was just on, is the person responsible for helping me format those scripts. So you may want to give her a little shout out. She's done fantastic. And she's also the one behind helping us give a little facelift to the website. She's doing an awesome job there. So what I want over the next couple weeks or days is feedback from you guys as you're implementing these tools in the field, okay? And just know that nothing's changed. Keep doing what you're doing. I've just given you some more tools to use for your new distributors, right? And again, this PowerPoint, it's a rare situation, okay? The PowerPoint is designed for when you're doing a web-based presentation or you're in a huge presentation setting, okay? Where maybe a whiteboard doesn't work or a piece of paper doesn't work. So I don't want you guys thinking you got to learn a PowerPoint or use a PowerPoint if you're not comfortable with it. But I do want you guys, I want to get a unified message with this group. And it's okay if you don't want. It's just that you're going to hear the same thing over and over here about the way to do this business. And I'm looking for you guys' feedback. And I'm here to work on a personal level with you. So hit me on Facebook, message me on Facebook, message me on Messenger. Our Facebook page, I Am Elite. We can communicate there on the Facebook page as much as you want. I just didn't want to do it on WhatsApp. Just not a good scenario there. So let me look and see if there's some more messages. Yes, Genevieve. And believe it or not, that video is on YouTube. Just go to LifeVantage for that video that you just saw. It is embedded in the PowerPoint, but just go to YouTube and go to LifeVantage's site, subscribe to their site, and that video is there. A lot of people, including myself, missed it. Just so you guys know, the marketing team is working on 2 videos for us right now. One to pique interest for our invites, right? Because here's the thing about an invite and a tool. What you don't want is to give someone a tool that tells the whole story. You want to be able to say like, hey, Tanea, I'm glad you're going to take a look at this. I'm excited about it. I'm going to send you a video, right? If I send you a video that would give you just a sneak peek at what we're doing, would you take a look at it? Yeah, I'd take a look at it. Awesome. Great. It's just a little piece. There's much more of the story, but first I just kind of need to know where you're at on this. So what time could you take a look at it, right? Go through those steps, right? But what we don't want is we don't want them thinking you look at this video and then say, okay, I got everything I need. Because that's what's been happening for a lot of people is they're giving them the ABC Prime Time and they're giving them webinars and they're loading them with all these links at the beginning. And then they're wondering why they can't get them back on the phone. Or they're wondering why they're not coming to their meetings. It's because you've given them enough information to already make a decision. And it's usually the wrong decision. Okay? So, anyway, any other questions before we close this thing down, guys, tonight? Awesome. So I'm glad you guys were here I'm glad you were here tonight. I'm going to have this recording up by tomorrow on our Facebook, our private Facebook page, and on our WhatsApp group. Please help me with keeping this within our organization. If you're on this and you're not in my organization, please don't broadcast this all over the company because I don't like telling people no, but I'm going to have to tell people no. And I don't like telling people no because then they think I'm a jerk. And it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with their upline and, why are you training my people conversations that I don't need to have. So anyway, thank you guys. Let's see if there's any other messages here. You guys are welcome. All right, that's a wrap. Talk to y'all later.